What's up guys, Aroneous here with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and in today's video I'm going to be going over the Hoskarul fusion, so let's get into it. Alright, so I do have the Hoskarul fusion pulled up here, and we've got the fragment event calendar pulled up right now behind me. And we can see that it does say the exact schedule subject to change, but I think this is accurate. I don't think it's going to be subject to change unless for some reason Plarium decides to change it last second and put in the Summon Rush and the Champion Chase. I highly doubt it. I think that this is the set in stone calendar. I don't think they're going to change it, although at the top right it does say exact schedule subject to change. So right now we've got 7 different tournaments and events combined, and it's a very short fragment event calendar. It's only 1 week in total. Of course, I believe epics are typically 1 week. I'm pretty sure they've also done 2 weeks. I could be mistaken on that though, but leave it in the comments down below. The other cool thing about this event is that they don't have Summon Rush and they don't have Champion Chase, so you don't need to spend any of your shards whatsoever. So if you're interested in going for this type of champion that has increased resistance, the only epic champion in the entire game that has increased resistance, nobody else has this. This is fantastic for a defense based team. So this champion is going to be great in arena on your defense team. It's going to be great for Doom Tower runs, especially in the hard Doom Tower runs against those Torm in the Colds, right? Some people don't have enough resistance for them. Some people don't have enough resistance for Bommel. So this guy would be great against Bommel, early stages of Bommel, potentially even later game stages of Bommel, with the increased resistance. The unfortunate part is against Bommel, he puts on the increased defense and increased resistance, which is technically helpful, but at the same time, if he strips your buffs, you're going to get more bombs, so be mindful of that. Personally, I would use this guy in arena defense, and a little bit in Bommel, a little bit in Doom Tower floors for the waves to increase our resistance against Torments that are super annoying. But in offense team, you could use it, but I wouldn't use this guy in an offense-based team for arena. That's just not who I would use him for. But yeah, so let's go over this really quickly. We do have the ability to get extra points here. So I'm going to put myself over to the side here, just showcase to you that down below right here, you can see right here that the fragments from the tournaments equal to 40 points. Tournament leaderboards, you can get an additional 15. But again, 555 is if you place first place in the tournament leaderboard. So personally, I'm not even going to count that. So we're going to take out 15 automatic. So 120 points is what you can make. And that means you can skip an event, 15-point event. You can skip a whole event, yeah. So 20 points you could skip from Champion Training, from Dungeon Divers, Artifact Enhancement, or the second Dungeon Divers. Personally, if you don't have any resources right now, I would skip the first Dungeon Divers event and just solely focus on Champion Training. And then that way you're going to save up your resources until the second Dungeon Divers event. You should be able to do Classic Arena with no problem. Dragon Tournament, everybody should be able to do that with no problem. And Spider Tournament it can be a challenge for earlier game accounts. However, honestly, Spider Tournament, all you need to do is level 10. You don't need to worry about farming as high as possible on the Spider Tournament. Unless of course you're just solely farming Spider to get better gear. But the Spider Tournament, even for lower level players, if you're just farming stage 10 to stage 13, that's fine. You don't need to go all out and do stage 20. That's not going to make or break you from completing the Spider Tournament. You actually get points faster, right? Because if you can farm a lower stage that has 4 to 5 star artifacts, and stage 10 drops a lot of 5-star artifacts, then those 5-star artifacts typically are around 15 to 16 points apiece. And you're farming the stage faster. So Spider Tournament, honestly, I think you should go for the Spider Tournament. Unless you really don't have any good champions and you're like 30 days in or something, then Honestly, the first 30 days of you playing is the most challenging to even get a fragment fusion or a fusion in general. However, this is going to be your easiest fusion you will probably ever go for. I would highly suggest going for this guy unless you just really don't want to spend any resources whatsoever. So if you're the type of person where you're like, nah, I just don't want to spend any resources, okay, then that's fine. Don't go for Hoskarul. But because most people that miss fusions, including myself, the main reason why I've missed fusions is either because I've fallen asleep and I forgot to do an event or a tournament, or the biggest reason is because I don't have enough shards. I never had enough shards, but now that I've started saving my shards more and more often, I have enough shards to work for the summon rush and to work towards the champion chase events, which is pulling the shards to make sure you get points. And that's the biggest reason why people don't win these fragment fusions or these fusions in general. They just don't come to the table with enough resources in regards to shards. So we got Spider Tournament. It's going on Friday, November 25th. So tomorrow it's going to start. It's going to go till the 28th. So you do have 3 days to do it. Classic Arena, that's really easy. You have a few days to do that. Dragon Tournament, a few days to do that. Champion Training is right now, and Dungeon Divers is going combined with Champion Training. Personally, I really wish they would have combined Dungeon Divers with the Spider Tournament, but this is what they do. This is how they do it, because during Champion Training, a lot of people are farming in campaign as compared to the dungeons. Now, if you have a really strong team in your mid game or late game, if you can farm with a couple of food in dungeons like Spider or Dragon or other areas of the game, then you can farm with food and get more points faster through Dungeon Divers. It's just that campaign, you don't really get that great of gear. You typically get like 3-star and 4-star gear. That's another issue. I think they should revise campaign, especially for Nightmare. In the Nightmare campaign, you're getting a lot of 4-star gear pieces. So I really think in Nightmare campaign, you should be able to get 5-star gear pieces mainly. And if they did that, then it might be more beneficial to farm in Nightmare campaign for those gear pieces. But a lot of people that are early game, mid game, tend to farm in campaign the most, and you get the least amount of bang for your buck from the campaign when you're getting those rewards. The artifacts just aren't as strong as compared to Spider. But then we have Artifact Enhancement Event after that. So Artifact Enhancement Event, of course, this is another issue I have, is that they just gave us the couple of days worth of, okay, you'll be able to swap your gear around. And I'm not sure if the artifact enhancement falls in line with the free gear swap, basically. It's not free, it's 50% off, but the gear swap is massive during artifact enhancement events when you're trying to upgrade gear and swap it around, and sometimes you make a mistake, so you have to swap it back. So the artifact enhancement event going hand in hand with the gear event is actually massive. And I don't know, let me actually just check really quickly. I don't think, yeah, so the swapping of the gear, the event is already over. So the artifact enhancement event does not go hand in hand with the free gear removal or half off gear removal event that they just had. And that's pretty annoying to me, but it is what it is. And then lastly, of course, you have Dungeon Divers. So in my opinion, reality is this is going to be an extremely easy fusion to go for. So if you are looking for a good defense-based champion, this is the time to get them. And you don't have to pull shards, so it's an easy decision, you know. So honestly, if you decide not to go for it, totally fine. But personally, I do suggest people to go for this guy. It's worth it. Alright, that's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you guys have a great day. Have a good, happy Thanksgiving. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.